into your seated position. And that's either a comfortable cross-legged position, Sukhasana, or if you have blocks or even a bench, you could sit on them. I like to raise it up and then sit so that your thighs are parallel and then your feet face straight back. And sometimes if your knees are uncomfortable in that cross-legged position, this actually might feel better. Just make sure those blocks are under your sit bones, not under your thighs. And you always have the option of sitting in a chair if that is better for you. But in this cross-legged position, your knees are level with your hips or slightly below, so you sit up as high as you need to make that happen. And the muscles here, your hip flexors should have a little tone, but they shouldn't feel like they're gripping. You close your eyes, you soften the muscles of your face, let your teeth unclench, and just turn your attention and your awareness in on yourself. And your energy on your breath as it comes in and out through your nose. You begin to quiet your body and your mind, and you try and let go of all the stuff that you don't need. And as soon as we start to do this, this is usually when all the thoughts start to pop up, or you even might notice more things going on around you, and that's okay, it's normal. When that happens, when your attention wanders off your breath and onto something else, you just notice it happens and then bring it right back. With your inhale, let your belly rise and expand. With your exhale, draw your belly button back toward your spine. Inhale, your belly rises and expands. Exhale, your belly button draws back. You're letting this breath flow smoothly from your inhale into your exhale and back to your inhale. And you're trying to keep your inhale and exhale about the same length of time. So you can count 4 as you inhale, 4 as you exhale. And if counting is a distraction to you, you don't have to count. You just do the best you can to keep your inhale and exhale the same length of time. This breath, diaphragmatic breathing, taps into that part of your nervous system that is calming and restorative. You are always welcome to stay with this breath or return to it at any time. If you're ready to take your breath up higher, as you inhale, let your belly rise and expand, then let your mid-chest rise and expand. Exhale out, mid-chest, and then your belly button back. Inhale, you expand, abdomen, mid-chest. Exhale it out, mid-chest, and then your belly button back. And if you are taking that breath up higher, you can work towards 6 as you inhale and 6 as you exhale. And if that feels too long, you stick with 4. And if you're not counting, that's okay too. But keep in mind that this breathing practice helps strengthen the muscles that help us breathe. And each time we come to this centering, we are strengthening our concentration and focus. And you root through your sit bones, refresh your posture by lengthening up tall through the crown of your head. Let's take it to that full 3-part breath. As you inhale, let your belly rise and expand, then your mid-chest and all the way up under your collarbones. And then exhale out from under your collarbones, your mid-chest and your belly button back. Inhale, you expand, abdomen, mid-chest, all the way up under your collarbones. Exhale out from under your collarbones, your mid-chest, and your belly button back. And you're working toward 8 as you inhale and 8 as you exhale, again, without forcing it. Now you're using your lungs completely. And each inhale, you're bringing in more oxygen with every inhale. Each exhale, you're letting go of stuff that you don't need. With your inhale, your rib cage expands from bottom to top, back to front, and side to side. And with your exhale, your breath slowly comes out from the top down. We're going to go to Ujjayi Pranayama, the hollowing out in the back of the throat, hearing the ocean-like sound as you inhale and exhale. And the sound is in the back of your throat. If you can't hear it or feel it, open your mouth, exhale, ha, H-A, inhale, ah, A-H. And then close your mouth and try and recreate that same feeling, that same sound. It is a focusing breath. Let's just do 2 more breaths like that. After your second exhale, let your breath return to normal. Let your mind stay relaxed and turn your eyes down toward your heart. Gently flicker your eyes open and notice which leg you have in front. And then stretch your legs out. Rub your hips. And rub your knees. Circle your ankles. In both directions. Point your toes down toward the floor and flex. Point and flex. And just one at a time. And then come back to center and recross your legs, opposite leg in front. If you remember how you had them, if you don't, it's okay. You root through your sit bones, you lengthen up tall through the crown of your head, shoulders are up and back. Your heart is lifted. As you exhale, lower your chin toward your chest. You're letting the back of your neck lengthen. You might even feel a stretch all the way down your spine. Inhale, bring your head back up to center. Bring your hands behind you and slightly out to the side. Lift your shoulders, roll them back so your heart lifts, crown of your head lifts, and then gently tilt your head back. Really, you're lifting your nose and your chin. So you're opening this big muscle in the front of your neck without compressing the back. If you want to go a little bit further, you could bring your bottom lip over your top lip. And release that lip. Inhale, bring your head back up to center, hands back to your lap. With your exhale, right ear toward your right shoulder. Just a little tilt of the head. The sides of your body stay long and lifted. Inhale, bring your head back up to center. And with your exhale, left ear toward your left shoulder. So again, sides of the body stay long, stay lifted, just the tilt of the head for a stretch on the right side of your neck. Inhale, your head comes back up to center. You root strongly through both sit bones. With your inhale, sweep your arms up. Shoulder blades slide toward your waist. Fingers reach toward the ceiling. Right hand comes down and you walk your fingers out to the side. Your left sit bone anchors your left knee in the direction toward the floor, and you lengthen out through that left arm. Both shoulders move back. The tendency is for that right shoulder to pull forward a little bit. Make sure it comes back. Shoulder blades are close on your back. And your gaze is either forward or you turn that gaze up under your arm, keeping your neck long. Inhale, come up, and with your exhale, left hand comes down and you walk your fingers out to the side. Your right sit bone anchors your right knee in the direction toward the floor, and you reach out through that right arm. Shoulders are back, shoulder blades are close, and you lengthen. Remember to pay attention to that left shoulder. It tends to pull forward. Root down, inhale, come up, and with your exhale, both hands come down, and you're staying anchored through your sit bones and really tall through your spine. With your inhale, sweep your arms up. With your exhale, twist to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand in front. Twist comes from your center. Inhale, come up, twist to the left. Left hand behind you, right hand in front. Twist is from your core all the way up your spine. Head's the last thing that turns. Inhale, up, twist to the right. Inhale, come up and twist to the left. Inhale, up, and let both hands come down. Good. All right, you're going to come down onto your back and bend your knees. So all the way down onto your back, your pelvis heavy into the floor. You let it anchor you. Lift your feet, thighs are straight up and down, shins are straight out in front of you, a little flex in your feet. Hands to your knees and root down. Keep the left side really anchored and let your right leg open out to the side. And just pause there. So your right inner thigh is warming up by holding this position, and you're strengthening your core by keeping both feet off the floor. Right hand on your right knee, make some large, slow circles. Moving your thigh bone around to warm up your hip. Now, if you need to bring your left foot down at any time, you can do that. Take it in the opposite direction, same leg. And come back to center. And again, press down. So you're really anchoring down to your right side now. Let that left leg open and just pause there. So you're warming up your left inner thigh by holding this position. Right side stays anchored. Left hand on that left knee, large, slow circles. And again, if you need to bring that right foot down at any time, you can do that. Keeping it up will strengthen your core. Opposite direction, same leg. And come on back to center and let both feet come down. With your inhale, let your belly rise and expand. With your exhale, belly button draws back toward your spine. Inhale, belly rises, tailbone presses down. Exhale, belly button draws back, tailbone curls up. Inhale, belly rises, tailbone presses down. Exhale, belly button draws back, tailbone curls up. So you're just slowly rocking back and forth. We're stretching and strengthening the abdomen and lower back on opposite movements. Now, the movement isn't very big, but the action is strong. We're keeping the integrity here, the pelvic floor muscles. And then come back to center, back to that neutral position, and take your feet mat width apart. So you're going to keep your left foot planted and your knee facing up. So that left leg doesn't change. Right knee just lowers toward your left ankle, and you're not forcing it. You're just allowing it to lower. So you're opening the back of the pelvis and the front of the hip. And bring that right leg up. Now it stays like that, left knee toward your right ankle. Opening here, the back of the pelvis, the front of the hip. And that leg comes up, right knee toward your left ankle. And bring that leg up, and then left knee toward your right ankle. And bring that leg up. Bring your feet a little closer together and then lengthen them out. Heels press down, toes face up. Inner thighs press toward the floor. Reach your arms overhead. Keep them 10 inches off the floor. Imagine you had a giant beach ball between your hands. You're giving it a squeeze. Shoulder blades toward your waist, and then lengthen out through your heels, through your fingers. And take hold of your right wrist, anchor your shoulder blade onto your back, and lengthen out through your right heel, through your right fingers, getting a stretch for that right side of the body. And back to center. Take hold of your left wrist, anchor that shoulder blade onto your back, lengthen out. Left heel, left fingers, breathe. And come back to center. Let your arms come down, bend your knees, roll to your side, and press yourself up, coming up to tabletop position, hands and knees. If you want to use something like a thin blanket or extra piece of mat for under your knees, you're always welcome to do that. Hands are about a wide shoulder width apart. Outer shoulder lines up at the center of your wrists. Your index fingers face forward, maybe slightly turned out. Fingers, knuckles press down, and forearms hug in. So you feel that lift from your hands all the way up to your arms. Now, if you feel any tension in your wrists, you could take your hands just slightly forward, or be sure to press, or both, be sure to press into your fingers and your knuckles. So again, forearms hug in, you get that lift, spine nice and long, hips over your knees. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly lowers, head looks forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, look back at your thighs. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly lowers, head looks forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, look back at your thighs. And you go nice and slowly from your pelvis all the way up to your head. from wherever you are right now. One more full breath, full inhale, and a full exhale. After your exhale, when your back is rounded, come back to your flat back position, to tabletop, and then you check it with your hands. Fingers, knuckles, press down. Make sure you have equal space between all of your fingers so you're not overspreading your thumbs, and you hug those forearms in again, feeling that lift up to your shoulders. Shift your hips over to the right and look over your right shoulder. And come back to center. Shift your hips to the left, look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. Hips to the right, look over your right shoulder. And back to center. One more time, hips to the left, look over your left shoulder. And back to center. Excellent. So fingers, knuckles are pressed down, arm bones are lifted. Take your knees one step back and angle back. Your shoulders go behind your wrists, your arm bones lift up, and your chest moves toward your thighs. Shoulder blades come close together on your back. You can stay right here. Or you lift your knees about 6 inches off the floor. Now do the action of dragging your feet towards each other and feel how that engages the muscles of your legs. Your knees stay open as wide as your ankles. You can lower your knees, you can stay where you are, or straighten your legs for downward facing dog. Hands and feet stay where they are. Sit bones lift up, they press back, and your heels carefully lower in the direction toward the floor without forcing them, just getting a stretch for the back of your body. Your feet stay facing forward, your ears are between your arms, and you breathe. And just lower down to your knees and grab your blocks and bring them in front of you. You're gonna have about a block space between them. And if you don't have blocks, what you're gonna do is bring your forearms all the way down to the mat. If you have blocks, you're gonna put your elbows in the center of the blocks. You're gonna bring your palms together and press. So as you press your palms together, you feel how that engages the muscles of your arms. Hug your elbows in and get that lift all the way up to your shoulders. Take your knees a step back and then angle back. Move your chest back toward your thighs. You're keeping your arm bones lifted, so make sure not to collapse in the shoulders and the chest. Stay lifted. Just move your chest back. You're lengthening the underside of your arms into the sides of your body. Then you could take your knees another step back if you'd like. You could bend your elbows, bringing your thumbs toward your head, but remember, keep the shoulders lifted, keep breathing. And lower your hands, lift your heart, bring your hands up to the blocks and take the mat width apart. So you don't have to use blocks here. You can have your hands on the mat. Blocks will take some pressure out of your wrists, but do remember to press into your fingers and your knuckles. Hug your forearms in so you feel that strength all the way up. Then you keep your spine nice and long. Your hips are over your knees. With your inhale, lift your right arm up, open up to the right. And let that hand come down. Left arm lifts, open up to the left. Now this is a twist for your spine, so your pelvis stays level. And that hand comes down. Right arm, lift it, open up to the right. And that hand comes down. Last time, left arm lifts, open up. And let that hand come down. Excellent. Come on up to a standing position, to Tadasana, to mountain pose, with your feet about sit bone width apart. And you spread your toes, press them down. Let's just root down into the feet, lift all of your toes up, and feel how the big toe mounds really press down as you do that. And you're gonna press into the big toe mound, straight back to the inner heels, up to where the little toes meet the balls of the feet, and then the outer heels. And then try and slowly bring your toes down one at a time. And you get some space between your toes. So you can see some space between your toes. And then anchor down through your feet. Do the action of dragging your feet towards each other and feel the strength and lift in your legs, shoulders up and back. Settle back into yourself. Turn your palms out to the side, and with your inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. With your exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Shoulder blades toward your waist and fingers reach toward the ceiling. Bring your arms out in front of you. Index fingers face up, maybe slightly turned out. So now here, your feet are dragging towards each other, your thighs press back. And you keep your thighs back, lengthen your tailbone toward the floor and slightly forward. Feel that tone and lift in your abdomen. So keep your lower body that strong, move your shoulders back, move your shoulder blades close together. And again, index fingers facing up, maybe slightly out. So keep those shoulder blades close and press out through your palms. Press out through the thumb and index finger sides of your hands. Keep your heart lifted, keep space between the chin and the chest. And bend your elbows down toward the floor, hands toward the outside of your shoulders. And let your arms come down, roll your shoulders up and back. Very good. And back to center. So your feet are facing forward, you're in Tadasana, mountain pose, and have something in front of you, blocks, a bench, a chair, whatever you might have so that your fingers can touch down comfortably. If you know the back of your legs are tight, you can take your feet just a little bit wider. Root through your feet, lengthen up tall through the crown of your head, hands to your hip creases, and lengthen your spine and fold forward, hinging right at those hip creases. And bring your fingers down to the blocks or to the floor, wherever your fingers can touch comfortably to take some of that pressure off your back. Hips right over your ankles, and the weight is balanced in your feet. So as much weight in the balls of your feet as you have in your heels. Keep your legs straight and strong. With your inhale, expand through your chest. With your exhale, fold. So here we're trying to get a little more length through that spine. So from where you are, you just expand the chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, you see if you can go just a little deeper. One more, inhale, expand. Exhale, you fold. And you just take note of how the back of your body is feeling right now. Press strongly into your feet, hands up to your hips, elbows, shoulders, and head lift. And with a long spine, come all the way up to stand, stretch up through your arms. And then bring your arms out to the side. Index fingers face up, maybe slightly turned out. Now from your hands, engage all the way up your arms into your upper back. You're going to squeeze those shoulder blades towards each other and then press out through your palms. Press out through the thumb and index finger sides of your hands. And exhale, let your arms come down and then roll those shoulders again up and back. And then turn to face toward that long edge of your mat. And if you do have props, bring them to the back of your mat. From here, take a good wide stance. So like 4 feet apart, or so when you bring your arms out to the side, your ankles are under your wrists. You can let your arms come down, turn that left foot in just a little bit to the right and turn your right foot out. That right heel lines up with the arch of your back foot and your pelvis stays facing towards that long edge of the mat. Hips are level. So if you take your hands to those hips and then bring them across, they should touch. Spread your toes, press into your feet. Do that action like you're dragging your feet toward each other. Feel that lift in the muscles of your legs. Keep that. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, deep bend in your right knee. So your knee is over your ankle and your thigh is as close to straight across as you can get it. If your knee goes forward of your ankle, back your knee up and take that left foot a little further back. Press into your feet strongly. Right knee moves back in line with the third or fourth toe, and the crown of your head is over your tailbone. Your spine is nice and tall, and you just turn your gaze over your right fingers. That left foot really keeps you anchored. Press down, inhale, straighten your leg. Arms come down, toes forward, and then switch directions. Your right foot turns in a little bit, left foot turns out, left heel lines up with the arch of that right foot. Feet press, do the action of dragging them towards each other. Feel that lift in the muscles of your legs. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, deep bend in your left knee. Knee over your ankle, thigh straight across. You're anchoring through that right foot, your right thigh is back. Tailbone toward the floor, slightly forward, feeling that tone in your abdomen. Crown of the head over the tailbone, gaze over your left fingers. Left knee back in line with that third or fourth toe. Press down, inhale, straighten your leg, arms down, toes forward, bring your feet together. So your feet are close, but they're not touching. You really root down, bring your arms out in front, move your shoulders up, and then root your shoulders back. Keep space here between the chin and the chest, and you're gonna take your left arm, lift your shoulder, root it back, and then you're gonna lift your arm up. As you do that, you're turning your little finger in just slightly. So remember, keep that space between the chin and the chest. Your shoulder roots back, shoulder blades are close on your back. And you breathe. Keep your shoulder back and slowly lower your arm. Your right arm, shoulder up and back. Keep that shoulder rooted, lift your arm. Little finger is turning in just slightly. Keep space between the chin and the chest. So again, your shoulder roots back, shoulder blades close. And you slowly lower your arm. And let both arms come down, roll your shoulders up and back. All right, take a good wide stance again, just like before, like 4 feet apart. Or so your ankles are under your wrists, your left foot turns in a little bit, your right foot turns out. You spread your toes, press down into your feet, take a deep bend in your right knee and bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Press into your left foot. Do the action of dragging your left foot toward your right. It'll engage the inner thigh muscle, which lifts up, and the top of your thigh presses back. Tailbone lengthens toward your left foot, slightly forward. You feel that tone in your abdomen, and you lengthen out through the crown of your head. From here, you're turning from your lower back to open up. As you do that, your right knee might tend to pull forward, so you gently press it back. Top arm comes out in front, your little finger turns down, shoulder moves back, and you slide your arm overhead. You lengthen out from the outside edge of your foot, up and out, through the crown of the head, through your fingers, and turn open. And breathe. Press into your feet. Inhale, come up. Arms come down, toes forward. And switch directions. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out. Spread your toes, press into your feet. Take that deep bend in your left knee. Left forearm to your left thigh. Right foot presses down, really roots. You do the action of dragging it toward your left. Inner thigh lifts, top of your thigh presses back. Tailbone toward your right foot and forward. Feel that tone in your abdomen and lengthen out. As you turn open from that left lower back, left side lower back, you might notice your left knee pull forward. Gently press it toward the little toe side of your foot. Right arm out in front, little finger turns down, shoulder back, arm overhead. Lengthen, open, breathe. Press into your feet, inhale, come up. Arms come down, toes forward, bring your feet together. So again, they're close but not touching. Spread your toes, press down, inhale, sweep your arms up. Interlace your fingers, pointer fingers reach up, shoulder blades slide down, and as you exhale, bend to the right. Both feet press strongly into the floor and you lengthen out through the sides of your body. Inhale, come up. With your exhale, bend to the left. Both feet press equally into the floor. You're lengthening out through the sides of your body. You have that space between the chin and the chest, and you're breathing. Inhale, come up. Release your hands. Exhale, lower your arms. And then take a good wide stance. And this is where you might want to use those props, something that you go put your hand down on. So you bring them in close to your legs. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Spread your toes, press into your feet. Action, drag the feet towards each other and feel that lift. Big toe mound, inner heel is gonna stay anchored and you're gonna keep this leg straight without locking it. So there's almost like an undetectable bend in the back of your knee. So strong through your legs, good lift. Inhale, arms out to the side. Sides of your body stay lengthened. Right fingers in the direction toward the floor. Stopping your hand on your leg or on that block that's in close, or you bring your fingers all the way down. Now you're staying anchored on this inside edge of the foot. Muscles above the knee, hugging and lift toward your hip. And as you root into your feet, you lengthen out, tailbone to crown of the head, and then you can turn open. Neck stays long, breath stays steady. Press into your feet, inhale, come up. Arms come down, toes forward. And then switch directions with your feet. Your right foot turns in, your left foot turns out. You spread your toes. Do that action of dragging your feet towards each other to feel the lift all the way up to the hips. Inhale, arms out to the side, sides of your body stay long. Exhale, left fingers in the direction toward the floor. Stopping where you need to. Big toe mound, inner heel, anchor you down. Muscles above your knee, hug in and lift toward your hip. You root into your feet, you lengthen out tailbone to crown of the head and turn open. And breathe. Root strongly into your feet. Inhale, come up. Arms come down, toes forward. All 4 quarters of your feet press down, lengthen your spine, hinge at your hips, and fold. Bringing your fingers down to the floor or blocks, whatever you can put your fingers on. That inhale helps you to lengthen. And your exhale, the center of your chest lowers down. You have a softness in the back of your knees. And just lift your chest an inch or two. Really press strongly into your feet, hands to your hips, elbow, shoulders, and head lift. Long spine as you come all the way up. And then bring your legs together. All right, so your feet are facing forward. And we're going to do the standing balance. We're going to start with this one where we're going to shorten one leg and then bring the leg out to the side. As you do that, it doesn't matter how high it comes up. It's about balance, not about getting that leg high. And you want to keep the crown of your head over your tailbone. So you don't want to lean your body. You're just getting a lift and you're going to keep your toes facing forward rather than turning them up toward the ceiling. So those toes stay forward. All right, so feet press down. Find something to look at that's not moving. Settle your breath and turn your awareness in. Bring your arms out to the side. You're going to shift your weight into your right leg. Really press into all 4 corners of that right foot and then shorten your left leg. So you're drawing it straight up. And now you bring that left leg out to the side. Keep your toes facing forward. And remember, your leg doesn't have to go very high. Keep breathing. Even if your leg touches back down, just come back to your position, whatever you can do right now. So you're going to try to keep your foot off the floor. You're going to bring your left leg next to your right. Try and hover it. And let that leg come down. Let your arms come down and reroute through your feet. Spread your toes, press into your feet. Your attention to that left leg. Inhale, arms come out to the side. You're shifting your weight into your left. You shorten your right leg, draw it up. Get your balance there. And then bring that right leg out to the side. Keep your toes facing forward. Body stays upright and you breathe. And you just gaze at that point, one point that's not moving. And try and keep your foot off the floor as you bring your right leg next to your left. And then let that foot come down. Let your arms come down. Take a breath. And we're going to do another standing balance pose. We're going to do Vrikshasana, tree pose. So you're going to spread your toes, root into your feet, lengthen up tall through the crown of the head. Regain that focus on one thing that's not moving. Shift your weight into your right, toes of your left touch, let your knee open out to the side. Regain your focus. Now you can keep your toes down. You can bring your foot to your ankle, below your knee, or you bring that foot all the way up to your inner thigh. Foot and leg press into each other or hug towards each other. Hands together in front of your heart center. Standing leg, your foot is facing forward. You really root strongly into that foot and lengthen up through the crown of your head. And maybe you bring your arms overhead, but you don't have to. Let your arms come down. Let your foot come down. Spread your toes, press into your feet, hug your muscles in. Settle your breath and find that focus. Shift your weight into your left, toes of your right touch, let your knee open out to the side. Draw in. You can leave your toes down, put your ankle below your knee or all the way up to that inner thigh. Foot and leg press into each other or hug towards each other, hands in front of your heart. Make sure that your foot is not pressing up against your knee and your standing leg, toes are facing forward. You can stay right here, or you can bring your arms up overhead. Let your arms come down. Let your foot come down. Excellent. Come on down onto the mat, onto your stomach. You're coming all the way down and you're going to lengthen your legs back behind you so that your feet face straight back, your ankles hug in. Tailbone toward your feet, down toward the mat. Feel the abdomen tone, and you bring your hands next to your chest. Fingers behind your shoulders, and your fingers turn out very slightly. Press into the thumb and index finger sides of your hands. Do the action of dragging your hands back toward your feet. Lift your shoulders, and then slide your chest forward and up. Elbows point back, shoulders move back, and your heart moves forward. And you breathe. You're opening across the front of your body. And you exhale, lower all the way down. Stack your hands, let your forehead rest on your hands. Now you're going to lengthen your legs back behind you, and you're going to keep your legs straight. Forehead stays resting on your hands. Legs stay straight. Lift your legs away from the floor. Keep breathing. Lower your legs all the way down. Now, again, you're going to lengthen those legs back behind you, top of your feet press down, tailbone toward your feet, down toward the mat, strengthening the abdomen again. And you stay anchored through that lower body. Let's interlace the hands behind the head. Lift your shoulders away from the floor. Bring your shoulder blades closer together on your back. Keeping that lower body anchored, lift your chest and head. Be careful not to pull your elbows up. Chest, head, lift, you breathe. Exhale, lower all the way down. Take a breath. You're going to bring your arms alongside of your body and take your hands about 5 inches out to the side. Thumbs touch down, palms face in. Now, if you want to make this just a little bit easier, press your palms down into the floor. Either way is fine. Tailbone toward your feet, down toward the mat, abdomen is strong. You keep your spine nice and long, and in a gliding movement, lift your legs and chest away from the floor and breathe. And lower all the way down. Take a breath. And then roll onto your back and bend your knees. Bring your feet and knees together. Bring your arms out to the side. You're going to keep your feet down. Lift your hips. Shift them an inch or two to the right. Lower them down. And then let your knees lower to the left. Now your gaze can either be up toward the ceiling or opposite direction of your knees. You begin to relax your breath. You relax the muscles of your face. And bring your legs back up to center. Shift your hips back to neutral. Feet stay down. Lift your hips. Shift them an inch or two to the left. Lower them down. And then knees to the right. And your gaze is up or opposite direction of your knees. And again, you're just settling in. Head comes up, knees come up, pelvis back to that neutral position. Take your feet and knees wider than your hips. Lift your feet up, hands to your knees, press down, and gently rock side to side. Come back to center, big toes touch. Draw the thighs closer to the outside of your rib cage. Release your legs, let your feet come down and lengthen your legs out about mat width apart. Arms about 10, 12 inches away from your body with your palms facing up. Take some slow, full breaths. Let the front of your body melt down into the back of your body. And let the back of your body melt down into the floor. Let your breath return to normal if you haven't done that already. And give yourself permission to completely relax. You can silently repeat to yourself, I relax my toes. I relax the bottom of my feet, the top of my feet, and my ankles. My feet are completely relaxed. I relax my lower legs, my knees, and my thighs. I relax my hips, my buttocks, and my pelvis. My legs are completely relaxed. I relax my lower back and my abdomen. I relax my upper back and my chest. I relax all of my internal organs. I relax my shoulders, my upper arms and my elbows. I relax my forearms and my wrists. I relax the palm of my hands, the back of my hands, and my fingers. My arms and hands are completely relaxed. I relax the back of my neck, the front of my neck, and my throat. I relax my jaw, my chin, and my cheeks. I relax my lips, my tongue, and my nose. I relax my eyes, my forehead, and my ears. I relax all the muscles of my face and scalp. My entire physical body is completely relaxed. My mind is completely relaxed, and my spirit is completely relaxed. My mind, body, and spirit are one. For the next few minutes, I will be quiet, relax. Slowly, gently invite a deeper breath into your body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let your legs come together and bend one leg up and the other. Roll to your right side, left arm crosses over your body, and just take a couple breaths right there. Peace. It does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of all those things and still be calm in your heart. Peace. Press your top hand, your bottom arm into the floor and bring yourself up to a seated position. Eyes closed, face relaxed, spine lengthened. Take a slow breath in and let it all the way out. Hands come together in front of your heart center and your heart lifts up to your hands. And together, just one sound of Om. Breathe in. Om. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. We take a moment to give thanks to all the teachers and sages who have brought the practice and science of yoga down to us. And we bow to and honor the light within ourselves and each other. Namaste. Thank you so much.